Hi everyone. For those of you who've been following me for a while, know that Wednesdays are Business Spotlight Wednesdays, where I feature a business for that month. And every Wednesday you get to meet them, you get to hear more about their products and services, and you get to ask them questions. So let's meet TEAMTRY with Fairway Mortgage. Hi everyone, we are with TEAMTRY today.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
And I'm Ryne.
We're with TEAMTRY with Fairway Mortgage.
Thank you for joining me today. So the cool, interesting fact is we met on Instagram and we followed up. We met in person and I was really impressed by the product they had. So tell us more about yourselves and what do you do?
Sure, so we're in mortgage financing and we do traditional loans, purchase and refi, and we have a specialty in renovation loans. And so it's kind of a cool story. When I had first started in the mortgage industry, I had a couple of clients that came to me. They were referred by a good friend, and we had a great connection right from the start. And so they told me they wanted to do a renovation loan, and of course I had heard from other people in the industry to stay away from renovation loans. It's an absolute nightmare. If they can do a regular purchase, that's what they should do. So we had the conversation and the client said, "But Tamara, we love you and we want to work with you and we really want to do this loan. Would you please learn with us?" And so that was really cool. So I decided to take on the challenge and learn the product. And by the end of the loan closing, I found myself thinking that this is not so bad. And I loved the process, and I mean, it was so rewarding for the clients that I decided to specialize in the product going forward. So for the past few years now, it's really kind of become our bread and butter, and where other loan officers throughout the valley don't do them, don't know about them, it's something that we really have taken the bull by the horns and run with.
We enjoy it.
That's a cool, interesting story how you got into it. So being in real estate, I know I come across many clients that like the house or fall in love with it. It's the right location, but it doesn't have everything that it needs.
Sure.
So tell us more about renovation loans.
Well, I know, for most of us, we have that story if we own homes, right? You go in and maybe you love the area, you love the school district, whatever, but not everything's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we fall in the trap of getting in and being like, oh, we'll take care of it later. We'll just go to Home Depot or something. But, it's nice to have a product where you can have that and just finance the cost of renovations into it and get all of that, as you get into the house and not have to wait 5, 6, 7 years into it. And then you just have your dream home up front, which is amazing.
And the cool thing is that they don't have to pay cash out of pocket for the renovations, which most people, that's their biggest concern. They're dipping into their savings or, their cash. And the product essentially allows the buyer to, or you can refinance to, or to take the cost of the renovations and finance it right into the mortgage so that they don't have to pay directly for those renovations out of pocket.
Sure. So what all applies towards renovation? What qualifies for renovation?
So it follows really the traditional program guidelines for purchase and refinance. Minimum down payment requirements are 3.5% for FHA. We have a first-time homebuyer program with 3% conventional too, and it really depends on which program they're qualifying for, because we have an FHA limited that goes up to $35,000 in a renovation budget. And then we have a standard FHA and also a conventional home style where really the sky is the limit. So the biggest limitations are probably in common sense stuff, just can be non-fixed appliances, things that if you sell your home that you can take with you, has to be in a fixed appliance, and no above ground luxury items like spas or things like that. But as long as it's built in, for the most part, it's eligible. But again, it varies depending on the program, because the limited one, because it's only up to $35,000, it's non-structural, there's not as much included in the eligibility for that.
Yeah, it could be something as simple as I want to paint the house, put in new floors in the kitchen, or it could be I want to tear everything down and start from scratch, or I want to add a pool. You're in Arizona, or even just going in and saying I like this house and maybe the AC unit's getting old, or it needs a new roof, and just something as simple as, well, let's take care of that. It's just little things that I think most people don't think of, or they think I'll just do it later, and why not just take care of
Right,
it?
and they're
up front?
settling for someone else's taste too when they're buying.
Sure.
Yeah.
Old Spanish tile, things that are falling apart, and so they get to come in and really just say like, okay, we're gonna put in my dream kitchen, and we're gonna rip out the flooring, and we're gonna do whatever we want to make this kind of fit into our own style, which is really cool.
Right, and you have a happy client.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we get to be a part of the process, during the process and after. He specializes in kind of coordinating, working with contractors as well, which is really useful because there's two of us throughout the whole process and there's lots of moving parts, but he checks in on the updates and the inspections and stuff like that to see how the progress is coming along, and so we're very much part of the process with the client the whole way through.
Yeah.
Got it. So tell us a little about the time frames. How long does it take with a renovation loan?
Sure. So we get a lot of questions about this because people have this idea that this renovation loan, and maybe past experiences, it's going to take up to 6 months or something crazy. And we have a whole team dedicated to the renovation loan product, and so we can close really in as little as 30 days. We recommend 45 if the client doesn't have a bid yet, but it just depends on the circumstance. Like we have a client in process right now that came to us. They had an appointment already with a contractor to get a bid, and we received the bid the next day, and really from the point of contract to our approval it was 14 days. And so it just depends on the circumstance. If it's a larger size loan like a jumbo or something like that, we recommend a 60-day closing, but that would be the absolute max with that exception. But because there is that idea around renovation loans having such a long time frame and it being kind of a crazy process, we are all about customer service, and so we add an extra customer service piece by always reaching out to the listing agents when our buyers do submit offers to let them know, hey, it's a renovation loan, here's what you can expect from us, and here's what we do. And we are very organized and streamlined in providing updates and making sure everybody has proper expectations and really knows what to expect from us during the process too. So that's a huge piece.
Another question that I have is, so what happens when they decide to go with the renovation loan? Do they move in and then get the renovations done, or do they stay out and?
Sure, that's a great question. So the process of the loan, really from our pre-approval point until closing, happens pretty similar to a regular transaction. So at the approval point, we're approving them, including the renovation budget, and then we move through really the same process of processing, underwriting, and closing like normal. And then when the loan closes, the work begins within 30 days. So depending on the program, the work just has to be completed within a 6-month period. Now, if the contractor deems that the property is inhabitable during the renovations, the programs actually allow the buyer to finance in up to 6 months their mortgage payments into the mortgage, so that the buyer doesn't have to worry about making a mortgage payment while they can't live in the home, and also paying for rent somewhere else. So that's a huge benefit too.
So if you have any questions about renovation loans, feel free to reach Tamara and Ryne. Post in your comments, send us a DM, whatever information you need, reach out to us.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I'm Tamara
I'm Ryne.
with TEAMTRY at FAIRWAY Mortgage, and we would love to hear from you guys. You can reach us by email at teamtry@fairwaymc.com, or by cell. You can text or call us. We're pretty easy. It's 602-299-9390, or you can find us on our social media sites.
Yeah. Ryan Jakubos. We'll put the name underneath for you.
And Tamara Jakubos, and find us on Instagram.
Thanks, guys.